All right, well, hello everyone and happy Wednesday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest welcoming you back to Before the Four, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. I hope you're all having a fabulous Wednesday thus far. As you all know, you just heard from 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis. Today is a 48 First Alert weather day. Of course, there was a tornado warning issued for Jackson County. That tornado warning is now over, but of course, stay tuned for our 4, 5, 6 o'clock and even our 10 o'clock newscast for all the latest that we're seeing on the radar here on this 48 First Alert Weather Day. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis will have you covered coming up. And also make sure to stick around for 48 First Alert Weather Extra tonight at 9:30. Brad Travis will be back here in the streaming center and he'll have all the latest that he is seeing. But now we are going to go into some of our other top news stories today, this Wednesday, and let's begin earlier this week. We learned that longtime Auburn basketball coach Bruce Pearl will be retiring as a Tiger and that his son Steven will be taking on the helm. Now earlier today, Steven Pearl held a press conference in front of the media as Auburn officially welcomed him as the head coach of the squad. He says he's ready to rise to the moment. Let's take a listen.
Listen, I fully understand the weight of this opportunity. I embrace it with gratitude, humility, and resolve. I know it comes with a tremendous amount of responsibility, okay? It's a different level of expectation, and it's a gold standard that Bruce Pearl has brought to this fine institution and this fine basketball program.
And yes, some exciting news there for Auburn Tigers basketball fans. Steven Pearl now taking the helm as the head coach of the Auburn Tigers. But now turning to a story in case you missed it, a Madison County woman is charged with theft after officials with the sheriff's office says she's a con artist. They say she's still on the lookout and she's still on the loose rather, and 48's Nick Ballinger has this story. Let's take a look.
These surveillance pictures show 34-year-old Josie McClellan ready to pay after spending 4 hours in the salon chair, getting styled and colored at Gentle Touch Salon in Hazel Green. It's what happened after that now has Madison County deputies on the lookout.
She went to check out and she said that her debit or credit card was not working. It was locked.
Owner Laura Watson says they allowed McClellan to leave when she said she'd come back to pay the $275.
Just because that's the kind of people we are.
She later called and said her bank was having troubles with her card.
And it would be up to 10 days until she heard anything. We haven't heard anything since. It was deliberate. She knew what she was doing. The minute she made the appointment, she knew what she was doing.
Now, you may be asking yourself, why all of this fuss over just one haircut? Well, deputies say this isn't the first time she's cut and run.
Yeah, she's a con artist.
Brent Patterson with the Madison County Sheriff's Office posted her mugshot to Facebook, and the puzzle started piecing itself together.
We quickly realized that this person is doing this type of criminal activity throughout Huntsville and Madison County.
Nearly 300 comments with dozens of business owners saying she's done the same to them, from nail salons to pet groomers.
She thinks that she's a professional, but she's not.
Patterson says she's targeted businesses that have been in the community a long time who she knows will cut her a break.
You're not getting a 5, 10, 15-minute service. You're getting like a 4-hour service. And, you're being taken advantage of.
She knows that. She knows she knows the system, she knows where to go, and she knows how to prey upon victims here in our community.
Patterson says this is one hairy situation she won't be able to con her way out of. In Madison County, Nick Ballinger, 48 on your side.
Now we're going to take a quick break, but coming up, a few more stories in case you missed them. Details on a father-son murder in Lawrence County and how a local organization is remembering a little boy who was diagnosed with leukemia at 8 years old. It's all ahead. I'll be right back in 1 minute. right. Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Before the Four. Now moving out to Lawrence County, where earlier this week we learned that a father shot and killed his son in apparent self-defense on Monday. 48's Aria Pons with those details.
Investigators tell me they do believe that an 85-year-old man acted in self-defense when he shot his 40-year-old son on Monday night. Lawrence County Sheriff Max Sanders says the father and son got into an argument inside a home, but eventually took it outside, where Jeffrey Darnell grabbed a pipe and beat his father with it. The father then shot Jeffrey Darnell 3 times before going to get help from a neighbor. Sheriff Sanders says the father received multiple severe cuts to his arms, a fractured orbital socket, and a lot of bruising and swelling to his face, though most looked like defensive wounds.
The father, who was beat up, was taken by helicopter to Huntsville Hospital. His father sustained a number of injuries, and he's being held in the hospital right now, and I believe he's going to make a recovery.
I'm told this isn't the first time that deputies have been out to that residence for a domestic disturbance. Sanders says the two lived on the same property, but in separate houses. Court records also show that there were several domestic disputes between the two, one even stating that, quote, Jeffrey has a history of assaulting his father.
There's been some domestic violence there for a while, and we had several calls out there, and Jeffrey just got out of jail about a week, 2 weeks ago. He's been in jail numerous times, some of it involving domestic violence with his father.
Sanders says once the 85-year-old is released from the hospital, it'll give the deputies a chance to interview him and hand the investigation over to a grand jury, who will then decide whether or not there will be charges in this case. Reporting in Lawrence County, Aria Pons, 48 on your side.
But now September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and one Huntsville organization is taking time to remember a special little boy who had a huge heart. Sam Harmon was just 8 years old when he was diagnosed with leukemia, but in 2016 he sadly passed away. 48's Claudia Peppenhorst with how the Isaiah 4110 Foundation is remembering him. Let's take a look.
There's 3 things you should know about Sam Harmon. 1, he was a faithful Christian. 2, he loved superheroes. 3, he was diagnosed with cancer at 8 years old.
He had a very strong faith for being such a little guy.
In 2016, Sam told his parents he wasn't feeling well, so they took him to the doctor to get some tests done.
The blood test showed that he had leukemia, so we were immediately told to pack our things and that we were going to Memphis to St. Jude.
After 9 months of treatment, he was considered cancer-free. His mom, Christy Harmon, says they started planning for his Make-A-Wish.
He kind of wanted to meet Tim Tebow, but, you know, we didn't get that far.
Sam passed away on September 30th, 2016 due to organ failure from his treatment. But even though he was gone, his mission here on Earth was not complete just yet.
When Sam was still alive, we had talked about how great it would be to have a foundation.
So in 2019, his family made that a reality. They named it the Isaiah 4110 Foundation after Sam's proclaimed battle verse, "Fear not, for I am with you." This year, the foundation has a big goal.
We want to hit that $1 million goal.
Lacey Dean with the foundation says they raise money for cancer research and to support families just like the Harmons. How?
Let's do a carnival because it was fun. It was something we could do that Sam would have loved.
This is the 7th year of the Carnival of Giving. So far, they've raised about $800,000, but they're hoping to hit $1 million.
We feel blessed to be able to just help in any way that we can.
The carnival is always held during Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. But Whitesburg Christian Academy headmaster Jerry Reeder says Sam's life and legacy is felt and seen year-round, not just during September.
The statue behind me is a portrayal of him. He loved to play superheroes, and he had his Superman outfit. And Sam, in real life, was a superhero.
Now, as friends and family of the foundation are so close to hitting their $1 million goal, Sam's mom knows exactly what he would think if he were here today.
I think he'd be really proud.
Wow, such an emotional story right there. Extremely sad, but it is all for a great cause. And you can go to that carnival tomorrow. It is from 6 to 9 at the event center at Roto-Rooter. It should be an incredible night there, but what a story that was. And speaking of which, let's head into the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. Concerned citizens speaking out over a proposed wastewater treatment plant. 48's Callie Neese will have more on that coming up. Speaking with the Boaz mayor-elect after he won last night in the runoff election. 48's Will Eldridge will have that. And finally, we're on your side tonight with the nationwide increase in coffee prices. 48's Faith Delp is on that tonight. And these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. And we have enough time today for Facebook fun. Our 48 Facebook question today: pumpkin spice latte or hot apple cider? And of course, we are heading into the fall season. A lot of pumpkin spice around. Everywhere you look, it seems like there's a lot of pumpkin spice, and you're also seeing the apple cider. So let's see what you guys prefer. Is it pumpkin spice or is it apple cider? Let's see. Hot apple cider, that is from Dale Flanagan. Thank you for commenting, Dale. I feel you on that. Ruthie said hot apple cider. I think I'll have a cup right now. I need to go get me some apple cider. This is the season for it. Letitia said latte. Is it a pumpkin spice latte, Letitia, or do you just prefer the latte? Thank you for commenting. Jessa says maple stuff. Yeah, you're not hearing too much about maple flavors. You're seeing a lot of pumpkin spice. You're seeing cider, but not too much maple. Let's show some love to maple, absolutely. Deborah said apple cider, hot, cold, slushy, doesn't matter. And cold apple cider is really good as well, so I feel you. Rylan said pumpkin spice latte. Rylan, I believe you stand alone in the comments who said pumpkin spice latte. But hey, I like pumpkin spice too. You can never have enough of that pumpkin spice. And Jamila said pumpkin chai, mixing it up there with a little chai. Absolutely. But y'all, thank you all for commenting on today's 48 Facebook question today. It always makes my day seeing what y'all have to say. But y'all, that is it for today's Before the Four. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy tonight's evening newscast. And as always, you all have a great night.